Hey guys, what's up? It's time for the next part of the rearrangement. Today, we are going to put every single piece of the Wonder Woman collection that is currently sitting on the shelves at random locations onto a more permanent spot. Specifically, that spot. Let's do that. Okay guys, what's up? So Wonder Woman is quite possibly my favorite superhero. Out of all of them, she may very well be the one that I like the most. Now, my attitude towards this kind of stuff shapes and changes continually, which I think is actually healthy. I think that it's important to constantly analyze the way that we feel about certain things and the way that we look at certain things. It's a good thing to constantly have your favorites shift and change depending on what's going on in your life, depending on what happens to be influencing you, and depending on what happens or what helps you move forward or see things a certain way. And this is something that made Wonder Woman very important to me. See, when I was growing up, it was very not okay. It was very much something like you were supposed to like Superman, or you were supposed to like Batman, or you were supposed to like Spider-Man. Because, of course, I'm a guy. And as a guy, I'm supposed to like the guy superheroes. Well, for a long time, this was somewhat true, and I held on to that for a long time. But I remember when the Justice League cartoon started playing, and it introduced Wonder Woman. And she was uniquely different from the other heroes. I started to see something different in Wonder Woman. Something that I didn't see in the other characters. Batman is a detective, and that's great. He solves big mysteries, and he lives in this dark, crazy, gritty world. And primarily, the solution to every single battle he encounters is punch it in the face. Punch it in the face, send it back to Arkham. That's how you deal with a psychopath, and it'll come back later and do the same shit again. And Superman, for all of his power, I saw this happen again with him more often than not. Big, giant, super evil thing comes down and causes trouble or mayhem, or is built, or there's a robot or something, and usually the answer is punch it in the face until it is destroyed or wiped out, and then there we go, we've solved the situation. Spider-Man, for all of his genius, he finds ways around situations scientifically that then allow him to punch it in the face. This was a trope of superheroes, which I've called out before back in the old comic book commentaries. And you know what? Something was different about Wonder Woman. I can't tell you how many times she broke even with a villain. How many times she visited characters. She would visit people. Batman visits somebody in Arkham Asylum. It's not to help them. It's to scare them and get more information or be Batman. But like, Wonder Woman would actually visit her villains. She would try to help them. She would arrange for help. And some of her villains actually did get better for time. She's worked alongside her villains. She's the only other person that's comparable, to my opinion, is the Flash. Flash goes out of his way to see his villains as people, and there's the difference. Batman sees a psychopath, a superstitious, angry lot. Superman sees a villain. Okay. Spider-Man sees crazy guy that needs to be stopped, or something in his responsibility where he should address a certain situation and ruin his life and make Spider-Man's life a little more better. And then if Spider-Man's life tends to go on the downpour, then, Peter Parker's goes up. There are things to relate to in every hero, but I came to find that Wonder Woman viewed her enemies as people and tried to see past the fact that they did evil and see to the idea of why they did evil. She cared about the community at large. You hear about Batman putting into the community through Bruce Wayne. Oh, I've given all this money to foundations and yada yada. You don't hear about it with Wonder Woman. There are entire comics that are dedicated to her doing this thing, helping these people, showing her as an icon that is serving the community, that is trying to make the difference at the people level and move up from there. When she encounters enemies, it is not always because a super powerful evil came after her. It is misunderstandings sometimes that then she can resolve. And even if she's wronged, I have seen Wonder Woman go above and beyond to help the people that have wronged her. It is exceptional to me what her character is about. Love, compassion, truth, wisdom. These are aspects that, tied in with her warrior training, make her exceptional. And I have to admit that there's a callback to Xena the Warrior Princess in all this too, as if you've seen the Red Sonja video, you know what I'm talking about here. I grew up with Red Sonja, and I grew up with Xena, which then put me towards Red Sonja, which later on very well could have put me in the idea of the Amazon warrior, and then I discovered the compassion of said character alongside of that, and it grew exponentially from there. Wonder Woman is an amazing character that has made an amazing impact on my life. And we are going to take the pieces of the collection that I have so far for the Wonder Woman shelf, and we're going to set it up. And so now you have an understanding. The Wonder Woman side of the shelf is set up, and I will continually add to it, and you know why the significance of her being in the collection is here. Why I collect Wonder Woman the way I do, and why this shelf will certainly fill up with Wonder Woman merchandise as we go. Wonder Woman is incredible to me. She really, truly is. And she never ceases to amaze me. The current run of comics for Wonder Woman has been substantially great. It has been a great jumping on point. Rebirth really nailed the idea of what Wonder Woman is and brought her back to those basics. I'm going to say that we had a bit of a misstep when it comes to the new DC 52. And we did. But you know what? This is true of all superheroes. They all have their good points and bad points. Depending on when you jumped on, when you read the comic, what you liked and what you disliked, it could very well shape your entire perception. But for me, this has been something that I have followed and viewed and been interested in for a very long time. I've watched this develop over time since I was about, what was I, 14, 15? Back when the Justice League cartoon came on, that really got me paying attention, that really got me thinking, who is she? Like, that's really crazy. And then I started checking out the old Wonder Woman, the Linda Carter show, and I remember this was always something that I just kind of kept to myself. Like, if we played a video game and Wonder Woman was in it, I would use Wonder Woman. But I didn't really talk much about the fact of why or how she was pretty much my favorite superhero. Right alongside her is the Green Lantern. If I have a second favorite superhero, it's the Green Lantern. And for a while there, he was my favorite. I liked the idea of Green Lantern, of a man, a person that is gifted great power, that can do great things if his mind is in the right place. Willpower, determination. I've made it a part of my character. Literally a part of my physical, real-life character. Me. Willpower is important. The ability to push past the limit, to see what it is that you can accomplish, to move forward, to do things, even if necessarily they don't work. You notice I've done this YouTube thing for well into 10 years now. It hasn't yielded money, it hasn't yielded fame, it hasn't yielded big results, but I do it, I push. It's something that I want to do. So I push forward and I do it. I mean, I was told I was sick a little while ago. I'm sick in a fairly significant way, that the weight had to come off. I changed my entire eating habit overnight. That's willpower. I credit myself for accomplishing that. He would sit right now as my second favorite superhero, but always nagging has been the fact that Wonder Woman has always been there and always been fairly idolized by me, that we can find a better way. But, should the need arise, we are not above the combat perspective. It's true. Sadly, sometimes you have to flex your muscles in life. You will have to fight for the things that you believe in. You will have to fight for the things that you want sometimes. This is part of Wonder Woman. It's interesting. But underneath the battle, we have to understand that the people whom we contend with are people. And that's important too. And that there are better ways. Love and compassion need to reign at a higher level than fisticuffs. And oftentimes in the comic book world, this gets denied and we just punch our way through the situation. Wonder Woman shelf is set up. We have added this to the collection. I think the collection is better for it. Let me get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.